When the power goes out, it's when you really ask yourself, oh my God, should I have invested in that generator? Oh my God, should I have invested in that power bank? Well, then it's too late. But then you ask yourself, can I do it? And most likely the answer was no, I don't have the money for it. I don't have $300, $400, $700 to spend on a system that I may use once a year, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year at most. It's one of those things that you put in the corner and you really don't use a lot. So you don't justify the expense. And I'm with you on that. You just don't have excessive amount of money to spend on something that you may just use once, maybe 3 times a year. So why spend that much money? Well, I'm here to show you today a different way, a cheaper way to keep the or have power on in an emergency that is not going to cost you that much money. In fact, these are things that you can find at your local store fairly cheap if you really think about it. Now, before we go into all of this, I am not an electrician. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to show you what I do. And by no means at all, I am responsible for your actions. Let me share a little bit of, a little bit of story behind why I do the things that I do. When I was in Cuba, power outages was a daily thing. The power will go out 6-8 hours a day on a daily basis, and it was troublesome, especially during nighttime, especially during summertime. And folks got really creative with the things that they invented. And if you never heard this saying that Cubans invent a lot, it is true, because necessity is the mother of all inventions. So some of the things that we did in there, we got, batteries, and we rigged things together, and we hooked up a fan and whatnot so they can blow air because it was really hot, and that helped with the mosquitoes too, the air flowing. We connected a television, and everybody got together and we watched, the soap operas and whatnot. We did things like that all the time, especially at nighttime, because let's face it, if you want to go to sleep and it's hot and mosquitoes are flying all around you, it makes it impossible. So with that in mind, I put together a very simple system. It literally is the most simple system that I can think of, because let's face it, simple is better. Now, people overcomplicate themselves all the time with all these gadgets. People have all of these electronic things going on, the panels and this and that. And at the end of the day, if something breaks, you don't really know how to fix it because it's just so complicated. I dumbed down mine to 3 things. You need 3 things to run my system. 1 is a battery. 2 is an inverter. And the 3rd one is a way to charge the battery. That is it. That is it. That is the way I do it. And it makes sense to me. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Billy, can you please tell me how much it's going to cost me? All of this, and I'm going to share with y'all the price of everything, is not going to cost you more than $155. $155. You're probably going to be able to cut down the price in a few things. You probably would. But for $155, so let's say $150, that is not bad at all. I'd rather spend $150 than not $500 or even $300. It just makes more sense to me. The first thing is a battery. As you guys can see here, this is a battery. This is the one that came with my RV. So I went online, and now you have to have a deep cycle battery. You can use a different battery, but it's not going to last you as long. A marine deep cycle battery. I went online, and all of this is found on Walmart. And as you guys can see here, I found one very similar for $89.74. Now, these are prices for Alaska. Keep that in mind. So my prices are probably higher than yours. $89.74, very similar to the one that I have in my RV. That's not bad, right? The second thing that you need is an inverter. Why? Because you have to convert that 12 volts so they can be used in your home. Whether or not you want to run your TV, whether or not you want to run your refrigerator, it's completely up to you. You are the one who need to make sure that you have enough of an inverter to run those things. The one that I'm putting in here, this is a 400 watts. This is more than enough to run my oil heater. That is number one priority for me, especially during winter. My oil heater peak is 250 watts. Continuous is 50 watts. If you're gonna get an inverter, whatever you're gonna run cannot exceed the amount of wattage on the inverter. This is more than enough for me. 3971. That's good for me. The third thing that you need is when the power goes back on, what do? Well, you disconnect everything, right? But I guarantee you that this baby right here is going to be crying for juice. Why? Because you use it. So the third thing that you have to do, honestly, well, is charge the battery. This is a battery charger. Now, as you guys can see, I am currently charging my battery with a half of what I'm showing you here. This will charge the battery faster, way faster than the one that I have on. The one that I have on with the battery fully discharged, it usually takes about 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. It all depends on the battery. I've never seen this one pass 6 hours. Now, is that critical? Well, the power came back on. Why do I care now, right? All I care is about keeping this baby top off in case that I really needed to use it again. Now, all the things that I show you here, the inverter and the charger, you have to press 0 buttons. 0 buttons, especially to put it on. They have those little clamps, alligator clamps. You put on the alligator clamps on the battery from the inverter, positive to positive, negative to negative, and then you connect whatever device you want to connect. Okay, whatever you want to run, whether it's a refrigerator, whether it's a fan, whatever it is, you connect it. Okay, nothing is connected now to the power grid. Everything is connected to that inverter. Once the power comes back on, you disconnect that inverter and you connect what? Your charger. You want to now charge your battery. Again, clamps. Once the battery is charged, you're going to see that little green light. You done. You see how simple it is? You done. And all you need is 3 things. You need a battery, you need an inverter, and you need a way to charge your battery. $155. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of folks who are going to argue, well, the battery is a piece of crap, that inverter is a piece of crap, that battery charger is a piece of crap. Well, if that's all you have, hey, I'd rather have it than have nothing, right? Honestly, there's a lot of opinions out there. There's a lot of folks who are going to tell you, go spend the money. And I'm not saying that those systems are not good. Those systems are good. But when you lack the funds, well, 3 items, that's all you need to get. Readily available. Hey, to me, it's a no-brainer. To you, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Like I was Rock On, Prep On, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.